Hi everyone, my name is Jared Wilson and thank you for watching my presentation for EDL 851. This is Module 1, Building Professional Capacity Through Personal Introductions. So just a little bit about myself. I went to Florence High School. I graduated 2012. I attended Fort Lewis College in Durango, Colorado, where I got an endorsement in elementary education, K-6. And then I taught 4 years at Fremont Elementary in Florence, Colorado. Smaller school, kind of an interesting dynamic, different groups of people, lots of transitioning of families moving in and out of the area due to workforce, due to imprisonment and other subjects like that. Since then, I have moved to Pueblo West, and I have 1 year here at Swallows Charter Academy in Pueblo West, Colorado, and I intend to teach there again this next year. We're a public charter school, so not a full charter school, but kind of caught in the middle. We're 3-track. Each class has 24 students, and my school is also a K-12 school, so it's a little bit different, but we also offer a lot of vocational options. So once a student kind of hits 10th grade, they start looking more into college-bound routes or vocational routes and how they can, choose the best fit for them, and we can further their education further than just being in that classroom. Just to kind of break down my life, a little bit more about me. I'm 28 years old. I have 2 stepdaughters, Madison and Mackenzie. I have 3 brothers. I am the middle child between all of them. I have a yellow lab, Peter. He's 9 years old. I love fishing, camping, sports, anything that's outdoor that gets me, out of the house doing something active. I really enjoy. I have a younger brother who's a fishing guide in Gunnison, Colorado. So any opportunity that I get to be out on the lake and fishing, I definitely take. Other things I really enjoy doing is side-by-siding, snowmobiling. Both vehicles really offer an opportunity to take me places that I wouldn't normally go or sites I wouldn't normally see. And so I really enjoy taking that time, as well as being able to spend time with my family doing those activities. During the school year, I spend a majority of my time with high school football. I'm a high school football coach at Pueblo West High School. I'm a middle school track coach. And then I'm also an operator with Wilson Excavation. Wilson Excavation is a company that my grandfather started years ago and now my dad owns. And it's kind of been passed through the family. I enjoy working there. I work there every summer. It gives me an opportunity to not just exercise my brain, but exercise my body as well. When, a lot of times I find when we're teaching, I go home and my mind is drained, but my body is not. I'm kind of restless. So it really helps me getting to go, and we dig trenches, we put in underground power, we dig septic systems, basements, foundations, everything you can think of really with dirt work is what my family does. And so it gives me an opportunity to go out there, use my skills differently than I do during the school year. And it keeps things fresh, if you will. It's kind of a nice mental break from my school year to my summer, and then it allows me to refocus and to rebuild and feel re-energized before I start that next year. I also get to play with really cool equipment, excavators, bobcat, skid loader, everything. It gives me a chance to work with something else, and that really helps my mindset. You can also see Peter there in the bottom. Pete's 9 years old. He's been with me on many adventures. He's definitely a crucial part of my family. So source number 1, it focuses on the improvement of staff and teachers. So it's titled Position Statement, Teacher Supervision and Evaluation. The ultimate goal here is for student achievement, effective teacher performance appraisal systems, and how right now with those appraisal systems, it's showing that 94% of teachers are scoring in the top 2 tiers, while only 1% is scoring on satisfactory. This is resulting in a new adoption of policy to better, instead of saying better, I should say to more accurately assess teacher performance. New rules and acts are being put into place to kind of help facilitate that, such as, Every Student Succeeds Act, established in 2015. Source number 2 was really focused on the well-being of teachers. It really introduces, the first part was really that work-life balance. You can see from the graph below, that's the biggest component that teachers say gives them the most stress, the most headache, it affects their mental health the most is that workload and work-life balance. The next huge component of that is the assessments and accountability. I know working at a turnaround school prior to this, every test score counted. Every student really would make or break you, and so you really had to be conscious of that, and it was impossible not to feel that weight on your shoulders. One thing that the staff on this in this article that the staff had discussed and had brought up was the protected breaks and offering adequate reflection time. And then a huge component that was introduced in this article as well as many other articles was the needed level of confidence from leaders that when approaching an education and educating staff on mental health. So making sure that those teachers, those school leaders that are presenting, that are helping build a culture in those schools are confident in how they are delivering that information to staff. Schools are explicitly teaching mental health now and strategies to support staff, and it's important that they have that confidence to do so. Schools are also combating with new marketing approaches for how to get teachers, how to make sure teachers feel valued at work, as well as lightening teacher workloads and finding strategic ways to make the workload not so heavy on teachers. Source number 3, this focused mainly on learning and the teaching of educators. So managers play a key role in creating and implementing healthy workplaces. It states that face-to-face interaction increase managers' confidence in appropriate responses. So again, that piece where managers really need that information, that confidence to relay that information to the staff. And then it states that there's no certainty when comparing the two models to see which is more effective. But just that there were a few key takeaways from both. The figure down below demonstrates the change in confidence from baseline with standard error at each assessment for both online and face-to-face training. So you can kind of see the growth that was made from the baseline to the post-intervention to the 4-month period and the 6-month period. As you can see, both are showing growth, kind of at different rates, but they are both showing effective growth. Source number 4, retention. This focused on teacher turnover rates that are extremely high. Urban, suburban, and rural areas are suffering the most, and that it stresses the importance of retaining teachers. It gives a few strategies for before school, first days of school, and beyond first day. So before school, it talks about using university partnerships, pre-service preparation, job shadowing, early contract signing, and celebration and support. This is really getting individuals set up and feel confident when they're starting their school year, and they feel supported when they're starting their school year out. They don't feel alone. That next one is the first day of school, the first few days of school when everything's just getting started. Really burrowing down and figuring out what those teachers are feeling and how they could be supported. Number 1 was using retired teachers to serve as mentors. Another approach was professional development, specifically on how to handle those first few days. And then weekly debriefing. So as they're going through, making sure they're stopping, checking on individuals, having them report out what they're feeling so that they can kind of gauge where they're at. The last one was beyond the first day. So different strategies such as re-signing bonuses for the first 5 years. Involvement in the community. So getting teachers more involved in after school activities and programs to help more buy into the community. And then opportunities for movement and growth. So showing where teachers can grow and what they can become with opportunities provided through the school. So source number 5, well-being and improvement. So the main focus for this is teacher well-being, how to improve that school culture. One of the ways it really says is to just dive in and ask staff about the changes they'd like to see what is their struggles and how can you individually assess and create a game plan to help them, rather than just reading something and saying, oh, this might help. You're getting specific data about your people. It touches base on analyzing failures, why this happened, why this occurred, encouraging praise. So anytime you can, say, hey, you did a great job, or hey, this person's doing amazing to do that. And then give recognition, make sure those teachers feel valued for their work. Implement mindfulness to boost staff morale. So just creating a better atmosphere for all of staff. Improvement, retention, learning, and well-being. It is important for administrators to implement and facilitate an atmosphere to support all staff members while encouraging them to perform. Trust is a key component that must be maintained in order to provide avenues for staff development. There needs to be a level of transparency established in order to build trust and share honesty. When trust is established in the workplace, it allows more meaningful takeaways for both victories and failures. Just like anything, I like to relate it to sports, but you're going to have the confidence to fail. Really creating that atmosphere of trust will allow people to fail and then learn from that failure. So there's an observed discrepancy between teacher effectiveness evaluation, student performance data. 94% of educators are scoring in the top 2 tiers of the evaluation. This would lead one to believe that students' academic achievement numbers should also correlate. But the data doesn't support the theory. Data indicates that current systems aren't effectively evaluating teacher performance, and many states have begun to adopt new systems to increase accuracy of teacher performance and evaluations. In order for these to work, schools need to establish strong relationships based on trust. Teacher turnover rates are also at an alarmingly high rate and are seeing a dramatic increase in high-risk schools. Urban, suburban, and rural schools are attempting to market themselves strategically in hopes to pull in highly effective teachers and keep them there. Schools can use different strategies and approaches to help combat teacher turnover. Many of these strategies focus on the close support being provided to first-year teachers. Ways to support teachers include job shadowing, teaching mentors, weekly debriefing. The target is also to lessen the intensive workload that most teachers feel in their first year of teaching. Other ways schools are attempting to retain teachers are to provide financial support after serving 5 years in a school, as well as push student involvement opportunities. Student involvement opportunities aim to retain teachers by including them in the community and culture. Supporting the community outside the school creates positive interactions and relationships to build deeper inclusion. To promote better educators, schools must provide opportunities for teachers to learn and develop. It is crucial to provide teachers with professional development opportunities that are both meaningful and long-term. Ways to help teachers include helping them by providing strategies to facilitate mindfulness. Face-to-face opportunities have shown an increase in managers' confidence in educating staff on mindfulness and mental health. Creating opportunities for schools to support staff members and mental health is crucial in providing workplace focus on all individuals and well-being. A key challenge for school leaders in their confidence in how delivering training on mental health to their staff. Schools are now being asked to directly discuss and educate on mental health. It is imperative for school leaders to take initiative in working with staff to promote positive mental health and strategies to support them. Correlation. In this assignment, I was given the task to review and analyze multiple sources, all with a common theme of improvement, retention, and success, and well-being of all individuals in the school setting. I was able to take overlapping themes from multiple resources to build a better knowledge of how to best support staff members. I was then able to take my new findings and compile them into a slideshow that I can share with my colleagues and educational community. This assignment was relative to my learning, and outcomes of this assignment can be used to be more effective as a school leader. I researched different avenues and approaches that will help me as a school leader to facilitate an atmosphere that supports teachers, retains teachers, and welcomes new teachers to take part in an inclusive educational setting. It has provided more information on mental health and how mindful approaches can help support all individuals. So reflection. This assignment has drawn my primary focus to how I can have a huge impact on school culture as a school leader. I have observed many avenues of different approaches that will help me create and facilitate a better working environment. As a school leader, I will take a more mindful approach when communicating with staff. It will also help me when planning different professional developments to best suit the needs of my staff. This assignment also encourages me to seek out different strategies that we can use as a staff to support each other in ways we need most. Here is a list of my references. Thank you. I appreciate your viewing.